Today, we are pulling back the curtain on the incredible pressure that comes with modern fame. We're going to look at a new celebrity love triangle that's all tangled up with an old flame, a royal friendship that was supposedly put on ice over a major breach of trust, and the extreme, and I mean extreme, length some stars go to for that so-called perfect image, and the life-threatening regrets that can come right after.
All right, first up, let's get right into it. We're diving into a very modern Hollywood romance that has a very classic problem. A new love, an old flame, and a rivalry that's playing out for the entire world to see.
So where did this all kick off? Well, it started with what's called a blind item. You know, one of those anonymous gossip pieces that makes the rounds online. And it made a pretty shocking claim. It alleges that while Kylie Jenner is totally head over heels for Timothee Chalamet, she's also missing well, let's just say a legendary physical asset of her ex, Travis Scott.
And this really gets to the heart of her supposed dilemma. On one side, you've got Timothee, the new guy who reportedly treats her like a queen. But the gossip whispers that maybe there's a lack of physical compatibility there. Then on the other side, you've got the father of her children, Travis Scott, whose legendary prowess was supposedly a huge reason she stayed in that relationship for as long as she did. It's that classic head versus heart battle, just, played out on a global stage.
And as these things often do, this private tension apparently boiled over in a very public place, at one of Hollywood's biggest nights. Can you just imagine the scene? Kylie, Timothee, and Travis all in the same room at the Vanity Fair Oscars afterparty. Sources say that while Travis and Timothee are, cordial for the kids' sake, it's not exactly a natural friendship. It just creates this incredibly awkward vibe, all under the flash of a million cameras. Then, of course, the drama spilled onto social media. Right after the Oscars, where Timothee had lost in his category, Travis Scott posted this picture of a different actor winning an award. Well, online detectives immediately pointed out that Travis and the actor in the photo don't even follow each other on Instagram. So a lot of people called it what it looked like, a petty, indirect shot at his ex's new boyfriend. It didn't seem like friendly support at all, but some very deliberate shade.
Speaking of public drama and private loyalties, that brings us perfectly to our next story, which is a total power play between two of the most famous women on the entire planet, Beyoncé and Meghan Markle.
So this timeline really shows how a connection that seemed super warm reportedly went ice cold. It all started out great back in 2019, with Beyoncé calling Meghan "my princess." But after Meghan and Harry moved to California, sources claimed Meghan was making this desperate effort to get into Beyoncé's inner circle. Then came 2022 and Meghan's Netflix docuseries, and that's when the relationship apparently fractured for good. And this right here is the moment people point to. In the middle of her own documentary, Meghan shares what she says is a private, really supportive text message from Beyoncé. She reads the words of admiration out loud for the entire world to hear.
That one act immediately kicked up a huge question. For Beyoncé, an artist who is famously, almost legendary, for being private and fiercely protective of her circle, was this public reveal a fundamental betrayal? Sources suggest that sharing that message was the exact moment the trust was broken, causing the music queen to just quietly back away.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit, because this next one is all about the intense and often just brutal pressure that celebrities face over their public image and how one very young star is drawing a firm line in the sand.
I mean, just look at this. It's like a war being fought over Millie Bobby Brown's appearance. On the left, you've got this endless stream of online criticism, just cruel comments about her aging badly or having a mommy makeover look. And she's right to call it what it is. It's just bullying. But on the right, you see her defense. Apparently, having been on strict diets as a child actor, she now refuses all that Hollywood pressure to be thin. As she puts it, she's just trying to live her life, saying, "People can't seem to grow up with me."
Now, sticking with this theme of public image and the pressure to look a certain way, our final story takes a much darker and more dangerous turn. And it's all about rapper Cardi B.
Just think about this for a second. She was only 21 years old. This was before the massive fame, before all the Grammys. At an age where she was still so vulnerable and just trying to make it, she made a decision to get illegal biopolymer injections that would change her life. And the price tag for this massive, life-threatening risk? $800. The procedure didn't happen in a sterile clinic. It was done in a basement in Queens with absolutely no anesthetic to numb the crazy amount of pain. The immediate result was a total nightmare. She's revealed that for 5 straight days after the procedure, the injection site would just leak constantly, a really terrifying sign of the trauma her body had just been put through.
And she has been brutally honest about what that was actually like. She described the pain as the craziest she's ever felt in her life, so bad that she literally thought she was going to pass out. You have to remember, these silicone fillers are not FDA approved, and they can cause life-threatening infections, complications, or worse.
But this, right here, is the most important part of her story now. She has completely transformed that painful, awful experience into a powerful public warning. Cardi B openly talks about her regrets, and she uses her massive platform to warn young people not to make the same mistake. She's even planning to have the dangerous material surgically removed from her body.
So, when we look at all of these stories together, a love life picked apart online, a friendship that's fractured by a public reveal, and young women risking their actual lives to meet some impossible standard, it really forces us to ask a tough question. In our own consumption of celebrity news, where's the line? At what point does our curiosity, as fans, start to contribute to a really toxic reality for the very people we're so fascinated by? That's definitely something to think about.